Hey, so I'm still getting things going, but I've decided I'm gonna let the video do the talking. Starting my live streams, I will say thank you to everyone who is able to join, because I know with different time changes and schedules, not everyone is able to get here. Many thanks to Team Rewatch. This week, I'm doing a video versus being live on screen. I may be off to the side. I haven't decided yet. Depends on what the next few days look like. And today is Monday, March the 10th. Had to look at my calendar. I figured this would be the best way to do it because the world is cray-cray and I don't want to say something stupid, because just leave it at, I don't want to say something stupid. See? Had to catch myself there. So basically, this is a wrap-up of what did I read in February, what have I finished in March, and what do I have coming up with my various projects and other things on the go right now. So, and I've got 4 piles of books here. You can't see them, but it's the easiest way to do this. Right now, my reading basket is empty because as I talk about these books, the ones that are coming up and I need to finish will go back in the basket and back out to the living room. That system seems to be working pretty well. And then just as I finish books, I take them out and put the next ones in. So what did I finish reading in February? And I just realized my little book is over at the side because I finally got Storygraph caught up for what have I finished reading, what am I currently reading, and I'm not sure if I'm going to bother moving everything over from Goodreads. To be honest, it's kind of handy to be able to look back, but since I have it written in my book anyway, I'm not sure I really need to transfer it over. Let me know in the comments during the live stream or in the comments down below if you're Team Rewatch. Do you use Storygraph or Goodreads? Do you have a preference? Is it important to keep track years down the road? I mean, I found it handy since I started using Goodreads in, I think it was 2022. So it's kind of neat to see how many times I've read a book or when I read it or how long some of them have taken me, because even though some aren't massive, they have certainly taken a long time because I'm a mood reader and it really depends on what I'm wanting to read. So, what did I finish in February? Number 1, Obsidian Murders by Nicole Brona. Very excited to be doing a live stream with Nicole on March the 20th at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I really enjoyed this book. We have vampires, we have ghosts, we have all kinds of different things happening. Our main character is Tessa. She's human with some different abilities. It was just a fun, enjoyable read. And I'm not going to say anything else because we do have that live stream coming up. Another book I finished in February is The Keening. This is by Margaret Pinard. And we had a wonderful live stream on February the 27th to talk about both her book. I didn't realize when I got it, it was the 10-year anniversary. So she's had a lot of practice writing. This is one of her earlier works. It was a wonderful read. It involves Scotland as people were being moved off their land, having to move into the city and make some other difficult choices. This is book 1 of 3 of the Remnant series, and I will be doing a video about this in the near future. And Margaret and I also had a wonderful time chatting about the process of writing. This particular book, if I remember correctly, took her 2 years. So not just developing the idea, but the research, putting it all together. And yes, I'm going to keep stressing that when I talk about works, because people really do need to understand the amount of time it takes to write something that we get to enjoy. A new series that I started, partly because I've been hearing so much about it on a variety of different channels, are the Dresden Files. A few book hauls ago, I found the first 2 books of the series. I read Stormfront. I have to say, I really enjoyed it. I've heard a number of people weren't too thrilled with the first book, but enjoy later books in the series. I liked it. It's got Harry Dresden. We've got interesting characters. There's magic. There's just a whole variety of things. And I'll talk more about that in an upcoming video. For me, it was a happy read. It was subjects that I enjoy, and it wasn't over stressful. It wasn't gruesome. It was just a fun read, and I'll be talking more about this. This is my personal copy, The Vampire Lestat, but in February I read the copy from the library. This month, Kat and I have started our reread of The Vampire Chronicles. I had borrowed The Vampire Lestat because I didn't own it at the time. I got it from the library, and normally books just automatically renew, but I'm guessing because it's a TV series, more people are starting to borrow and read Anne Rice books again. It's harder to find them at my local thrift store, and I wasn't able to renew The Vampire Lestat. Now, thankfully, I finished the read, but it just goes to show that as Kat and I are going through the series, I can't guarantee that I'll be able to get the book through my library when we're reading it that month. But I also picked up The Vampire Lestat because there's just so much I want to annotate and make note of. So I went ahead and picked it up. The final book, and I finished this actually in early March, was Star Trek on the Brain, Alien Minds, Human Minds. The authors used the characters from all the Star Trek series to explain human behavior, personalities, how the brain functions. It was a very interesting read. I'll talk more about this in an upcoming video, as well as on a live stream over at Gareth's channel, Book Songs and Other Magic, along with other participants. I read this as part of Gareth's Belief and Behaviour book club that he's hosting this year. Every 2 months you have one book and one topic to focus on. It doesn't have to be the book that Gareth's reading. He actually read The Man Who Mistook His Wife for a Hat, along with others. I read Star Trek on the Brain. For more information about Gareth's book club, be sure to head over to Book Songs and Other Magic. Those were my February reads. What have I managed to finish so far in March? Honestly, not very much. What have I started in March? It's just crazy. But we'll get there. So yes, Star Trek on the Brain I did finish, but I only had about 70 pages, to be fair, to finish that. The next book I read was The Green Man, Spirit of Nature. This is by John Matthews. Yes, I have my notes. This is part of my Celtophile readathon reads, so I'll be talking more about that during the live stream with Nicole on March the 20th. I also started and finished Talindor's Guest. This is by Charles McGarry. I very much enjoyed it. I mean, come on, it's got dragons. Of course I enjoyed it. And it isn't Fourth Wing. Sorry, couldn't resist. but there had to be more dragons. Too much human boom chicka wah wah and not enough dragons for me. But I am glad other people enjoyed the read, and I understand why. Talindor's Guest is a collection of short stories. We have a traveler meets a dragon and needs to entertain the dragon and has the potential hope of surviving and getting out of the cave, out of the room. I very much enjoyed the read, and on March 16th, I will be chatting with Charles McGarry about this work as well as his other published works. And because it's a Sunday, I will be including the date and time in the description box down below. Sorry. Whoops. Here we go. Oh, no, I don't. Yes, I do. 5 p.m. Eastern. That is all that I have finished right now. A few program updates. The Artist's Way. I should be so much farther by now. I'm going on to week 2, but I have a lot of activities to do. And yes, Noah, I do know what sticky tabs are for. I've made note of where each of the weeks start, as well as different quotes, because I'll be going through and talking more in depth about this program in an upcoming video. Positive Energy, I'm up to week 3 that I need to read. Yes, I've also tabbed each of these weeks so I can easily refer back to them. And I do have a video that I need to finish editing for this that I'll be uploading. I won't be updating people week to week on my personal progress. So I may do every couple of weeks with just a quick update on the positive energy exercises. And I'm still thinking I might, with the Artist's Way, actually do a 12-week series, because in each week she has some amazing information, and I think it's important to share, especially now. Another big project that I have on the go that I started in February was, of course, Study Bible. I still need to get to Genesis. May as well go back to the beginning, especially the way things are right now. Right now, though, what I am working on is getting all of the books throughout the Bible tabbed so that, again, there's an easy reference. I do enjoy this book because there are the maps at the back. I want to get all of the books tabbed because, of course, along with doing my Bible reading and study, this will also become a major research tool as I get back to the Da Vinci Spiral. So that is some of my program updates. Yes, there is a little bit of a difference because some of this was recorded on March the 10th, and now it's March the 11th, and there's just a few gaps I need to fill in. So with the Bible study, I did show the tabs, and my study Bible is right there in the basket. But along with that, I'm also going to be reading the Idiot's Guide to the Bible. I love these books. They're just, this whole series, they're packed with information. There's all kinds of little tips and different things throughout the works. And I just enjoy that they're written and I'm not offended by the word. So I want to combine this with the study Bible read, and this goes through everything in order as well. So it will be a slow read along with the study Bible because I don't want to get ahead in the sections. I still need to add all the tabs to that. And I have a journal for my reading, so as I get through Genesis and all the other books, I'll be making notes on my impressions, the readings. Yes, Noah, I do have sticky tabs that I'll be making use of in the books as well as in the journal. I haven't decided yet whether I'm going to embellish this with adding pockets or putting things on the front. Right now, the main thing is to just get caught up on some of the reading. So that is everything covered for the big Bible project that will be going into 2026, and also tie in with the Da Vinci Spiral, as I mentioned, because it's a big resource tool for a lot of the information and quotes that come up in all of those books. One project that I am putting on the side indefinitely is A Course in Miracles. I picked this up at my local thrift store for $4.50, which is a massive deal because this includes the preface, the text, a workbook for students, a manual for teachers, clarification of terms, and supplements. This is from the Foundation for Inner Peace. It's an interesting work that I really would like to get to. From what I understand, this information is channeled similar to the Urantia book and other works. Very interested in reading this. If you've seen my videos on E Squared and E Cubed, those books are both by Pam Grout, and she is also someone big into A Course in Miracles. It's not something I've read before. I also have a journal already set up for the note-taking with this. There are different daily activities involved, but my plate's pretty overfull right now, and I just can't give this the kind of time that it would deserve to fully understand it. So I am still interested in getting to that. That has just been moved to at a future date. Part of the reason for that is that along with this massive Bible study that I'm getting into, I've also started a huge pagan study. And this, like the Bible study, will be going well into sometime in 2026. I've just started A Witch Alone. This is by Marion Green. 13 Moons to Master Natural Magic. I've completed this twice before, so this, like I say, will be my third time through. Now, for me, again, this is about historical aspects, information, living in harmony with nature, living in harmony with people, and crystal work, runes, just so much more. So for me, this isn't about when to do spells type of thing. This is getting in flow with the seasons and with Mother Earth. There's so much information that comes up in this. It has to do with looking at fairy tales. That ties in beautifully with the reading that I'm doing for Gareth's book club, because March and April both focus on fairy tales, so that will tie in with 1 month of this study. The first month also has to do with learning about where you live and the history of the land that you're living on. So there's just so much to this, and I need to get a few things in place for that. If you're wondering, oh, here we go. Wondering why I'm looking around. I was looking for the notebook. So this will be my notes from each month's reading. I also have another notebook that I will potentially be using for that. I haven't decided yet. And yes, these are both the, oh, look, they go together. The circumpolar stars. And this notebook I may stick with because, and I love the saying on the front, only in darkness can you see the stars. And right now, with everything going on, I think that's really important to remember. There may be some challenging, dark times ahead, but there's still light and potential out there. We just need to be mindful and aware of that. So I haven't decided yet if this is going to be the book that I use for the monthly activities and information that I come up with, or if I am going to do it as a book binding and spiral notebook. Now, this notebook I'm going to use for something else, and these are just plain white pages. The other day, I did go through, because I have a lot of the 13 by 13 pages. I have them in a variety of different colors. As you can see, these have been some of these have been hole punched because I had them for a different project. So what I need to do is trim all of this off. I'll keep the top piece and I think put the binding along here so it opens up wide. Haven't decided yet, but I'll figure that out, figure out all the colors. Yes, Noah, I have more than scissors and a little blade. I have my handy little Fisker cutting board. I also have a much larger cutting board that I can use. I have my book binder so that I can do the hole punches for it and put on the little spiral ring. And I'm thinking I may like to do that for my pagan studies, because it won't just be for the Witch Alone book. I've got Drawing Down the Moon by Margot Adler. If you've seen a number of my other Celtic books or some of my videos, you know I've got a wide range of books that are going to be a part of this reading and study and pulling information together. Those are two massive projects that I have on the go. Of course, I need to decide when or if I'm getting into the Da Vinci Spiral this year. It's quite possible because, like I say, that ties in certainly with the Bible studies. A lot of those books have to do with ancient Egypt. When I get into Zechariah Sitchin and the Earth Chronicles, which I've already read through once, but Zechariah's work, that has to do with the Anunnaki, but that also connects in with the Bible, as he based much of his information on different things in the Bible. And we know that although the Bible, by many, is described as parables, as in stories with a meaning, so like Celestine Prophecy, the works by Paulo Coelho and others, there are also some factual bits of information in there. After all, that's how they found the city of Troy. So it's just a lot, and I need to go through it one book at a time, so to speak. Those are the project updates. And yes, I am still working on my book murdering video. I haven't forgotten about that. It's just that to complete that, I need to set up the tripod with the phone and get everything figured out. And I'm still looking for the original video I'd found about how many pages I need to rip out to repurpose a book and turn it into a journal. So I haven't forgotten that. It's just there are other things I need to do first. What have I started reading in March? Well, I'm sure, like many other people right now, and your mind here, there, and everywhere, I started Scottish Witchcraft by Raymond Buckland. This is also part of the Celtophile readathon. And I have to say, it's been a long time since I've read Buckland, and I'm really enjoying the first part of it. And again, I don't read this to, spells, rituals. Those just aren't my thing. If they're yours, that's fine. I am more interested in day-to-day. What can I incorporate? How can I be more respectful and mindful of nature and, just that type of thing. But he does have an interesting history about the Picts, and I'm very curious to know how accurate he was. But I'm enjoying that read. Another book, and again for Celtophile, I started Fairy Stones. This is by Siri Norman. I'm enjoying this read. Again, we learn about different fairies, myths. She has crystals, and the information includes not only their elemental makeup, but as well as seasons they relate to, the chakras they relate to, the different fairy deities and fairies they relate to, as well as some other information. So I'm really enjoying this read and looking forward to finishing this book. As I mentioned, Kat and I are starting our Vampire Chronicles reread revisit. So I did start Interview with the Vampire a few days ago. Kat's now ahead of me because I did start it, and then I got starting everything else. So I still haven't come up to Claudia yet, but I will soon. Another book that I started is The Lore of the Bard. This is by Arthur Rowan. I do already know, although I picked this for Celtophile, I won't be finishing this in March. Like the book by Buckland, there is a lot of history here and different information. And this isn't a book that I'm going to zip through quickly. And I actually don't want to zip through it quickly. I want to take my time and go through each of the chapters and be able to process and really get an understanding of the information. The last book that I started this month, and I just started this yesterday actually, is The Sunbird by Wilbur Smith. This is archaeology, mystery, ancient Egypt, all things that I enjoy reading about. I have a number of nonfiction books about ancient Egypt as well as fiction books. It's just a time period and a location that I enjoy reading about for a multitude of reasons. I'm not very far into it, but so far it's an interesting read. It has the Mummy, Scorpion King types of vibes, other than our two main characters both live in Africa, and there are some different things going on. We have our main character, Dr. Ben Kazin. He is trying to prove a theory, and he reminds me actually of, I can think of Michael Shanks, who's the actor, and by the way, Canadian. He was in Stargate. Why can't I think of, and Kurt Russell was the one in the movie. Oh, I'm stumped. Dr. Mindfart. It's not coming. Let me know in the comments down below. Did you watch Stargate? Because that's who I'm thinking of in terms of this archaeologist and wanting to prove a theory. The other character that we have is his friend, Lurin Struvesant. I think I pronounced that correctly. He is the wealthy individual who is both a friend of Ben and paying for this archaeological dig and discovering whatever it is they're discovering. We already know there's going to be a problem because the people from that area don't want to go anywhere near this location. Should prove to be an enjoyable read. I haven't read this work by Wilbur Smith before. I am pretty sure I read his work Warlock, decades ago, and I enjoyed it. So those are all the books that I've started and need to finish this month. Like I say, the only one that I know for sure that I won't be finishing this month is Lord of the Bard. I'm going to work my way through that slowly, much like study Bible. That's going to be a long project. So I already have 4 books that I need to finish. So those go back in my basket. The other books that I am wanting to get to, I still need to read The Great Hunt. Life has happened with many of us in our group read, so we're all just starting book 2 of The Great Hunt, and that's okay because life is always priority number 1. So I will be starting this soon, possibly next week, because I do want to get some of these other books completed first, and then I'll get to reading The Great Hunt. We will be rescheduling our review of book number 1 as a live stream, and also looking at scheduling a virtual tea off screen, because then we don't have to worry about spoilers. Nature Speak is also one of the books I selected for Celtophile. I may start reading this in March, but again, it's not thin, and like Lord of the Bard, there's a lot of information to digest. So like Lord of the Bard, that will be staying in my basket for a little bit, but hard to say whether that will be finished or not in March. The Book of Celtic Magic is one I haven't started again yet. This is by Christopher Hughes. Again, I read it for the history. There's just a lot of interesting information in these books, and I truly enjoy Llewellyn authors. I find that rarely are they woo-woo, fluff bunny crap. Can't say that for all of them, but the ones I read at least are typically well-grounded, and there's a lot of history and information to learn. And like I say, just learning about living in harmony, not with just other humans, but with nature in particular. A book that I definitely do want to revisit soon is Finding Merlin, The Truth Behind the Legend of the Great Arthurian Mage. This is by Adam Ardrey, and he definitely had a very interesting take on Merlin, and I'll need to be comparing this with some of the other books related to King Arthur, because again, when we start getting into looking into King Arthur or Merlin, there are a lot of things that get in the way of accuracy. Changes in which calendars were used, documentation and who was writing the documents. I mean, I know from having looked into quite a bit about the Druids, you have to remember there was a huge bias about what those people were writing about the Druids, and it wasn't the Druids writing about themselves. So you always have to keep that in mind when you're looking at this kind of information, and hope that the people publishing the books have done their due diligence and done their research properly. Another book I'm looking forward to is the Book of Irish Legends. This will also tie in with the, I always say it wrong, Mabinogion. Hope I said that right. And I actually need to look that up, and there is reference to that collection in The Lord of the Bard. So I definitely need to put that into my basket, whether it ends up being one of my Celtophile reads or not, because it is going to tie in with so many of these other books. I've already mentioned Merlin, so of course, I have to have King Arthur. The Once and Future King. This is by T.H. White. For me, when I get to it, this will be a reread. I am hoping to get to it this month, but we're at the 10th. We have 3 weeks to go. So we'll see how that works out. All depends on, how the world goes, I guess, and how much I can focus on reading. I'm definitely planning to keep myself busy and away from news clips as much as possible, but I do need to be mindful of what's going on, as I knew there were going to be ripple effects, but I didn't expect them to be this cray-cray this fast. The final book that I have in my basket, and I need to get started, is Folk and Fairy Tales. This is also for Gareth's book club, Belief and Behaviour. The next 2 months are about fairy tales, and I have my fairy tale readings on Fridays. This particular book is taking an in-depth look at different fairy tales and their themes. On the back, just to read quickly from the back, this anthology of folk and fairy tales brings together 52 stories from a range of historical and geographic traditions. Sections group tales together by theme or juxtapose variations of individual tales, inviting comparison and analysis across cultures and genres. I'm very curious about that because I do know, and I actually have it here, I do know from reading my Grimm's fairy tales, this is my copy of the tales from when I was a kid, and this is published this is by Rand McNally. This is 1954. It's older than me. Every once in a while, maybe that's why I like the classics. They're older than me too. But I do know that some of the versions I've read in here are different than some of the versions I used to read when I worked in elementary school with students. So I'm very curious to find out what these authors have to say about the themes. The last book, that I have here right now, who knows what the next few days will bring, I really want to read book 2 of the Dresden Files. I'm curious to know what happens with Harry and his cat and everything else that ended in book 1. And I did notice my library at least does have book 3. I'm just trying to hold off because I know me. And I ended up reading The Wheel of Time in a year because I just ended up buying the Tor collections, 3 in a box. And if it's a series like Rand and everything going on with The Wheel of Time, I'm going to want to read these books back to back. I don't do well with a series and having to wait. I mean, Blackwater, sure, I waited 40 years, but that was different. One, I'd forgotten about the series for ages, and sadly my library had 4 out of the 6 small copies, but I'd always kept wondering what happened with that series, and so thankfully last year I got to finish it because I got the big honker edition courtesy of my husband, and I knocked that off in a matter of days. So I don't do well with series that I can't finish right away, meaning I'm not someone to likely start one of the series that are popular now, because I think Blackwater taught me a lesson. I don't want to get tied up with characters and invested and then never know how it ends. That's why I don't really watch much TV anymore. I can't be bothered to invest my time into 8 episodes and then have to wait a year or more to find out what's going on. I mean, there have been a lot of other things that have happened and come up in between that time and the other time. So I'm just not that interested. Now, I also mentioned there were books that I need to finish reading, and I need to put these into my basket along with the other reads, because I had started Starhawk's Dreaming the Dark. This is magic, sex, and politics. And right now, there's a whole lot of politics. There's a whole lot of dark. But I do need to get back to finishing this because I do enjoy Starhawk's work. This is the 15th anniversary edition, published in 1997. Very curious to hear what Starhawk has to say, especially considering how long ago this was written and current events. So I need to get that one finished as well. I also started the Brown Yelp Gang a number of weeks ago. This is by Gareth. I think right now would be a great time to hang out with a rock and roll band out somewhere in the cosmos dealing with whatever they're dealing with. And yeah, I need to finish this. And yes, Gareth, I have been watching Farscape. I think we're into season 2 now. So those are books that I also need to get finished. Now, what could I potentially, along with the ones I've already mentioned, end up reading? Because, like I say, I'm all over the place. I took my fiction books downstairs, but the other day I started looking at that bookcase thinking maybe there's something I want to read there. So I brought up Angels and Demons by Dan Brown, thinking that even before I reread the Da Vinci Code, I should probably read Angels and Demons first, which is where we first meet Robert Langdon, I believe. And this has tie-ins to the Da Vinci Code, but I'm not quite ready to get back into that, so this one may have to wait a little bit longer. I just finished Night Shift by Stephen King. That video should be up shortly. And I'm thinking of starting Skeleton Crew, partly because it's a short story collection. And I'm also thinking of every now and again, I may do a book to screen video, and in Skeleton Crew we have The Mist. It has been so long, like decades, since I have read the story. I remember it scaring the hell out of me when I was a kid because I grew up in the country, and we had, I think it was 2 or 3 days of this insane, crazy fog. And it was around the same time I had read The Mist. So that was long before the movie. And I just remember thinking, all right, is this fog ever going to clear up? But I don't remember the actual story. So I want to read that again and watch the movie. Another book that I really want to get to, is The Shining. I read this when it was first published. I've seen the movie with Jack Nicholson and I enjoyed it. And it's been a long while since I've read this, and may not be a bad time to go hang out at the Stanley Hotel again. And that ties in with my interest in the paranormal and ghost stories as well. So I have a feeling this one's going to get started sooner than later. The other book I brought upstairs, and I'm not sure this one could end up waiting for a bit. This is Origin by Dan Brown, and I can't remember. Oh, look, this has Robert Langdon. I think I'm going to have to take a look at Dan Brown's catalog and find out where Mr. Langdon shows up. This was only $1, by the way. Excellent deal. I think, what did I pay for? Oh, $3.50 for Angels and Demons, $1 for Origin. But okay, now I'm just noting that Origin has to do with Robert Langdon. So, back it says, a brisk new thriller liable to stir up as much controversy as the Da Vinci Code did. Okay, this one I'm guessing can wait until I read the Da Vinci Code again. So it'll be Angels and Demons, the Da Vinci Code, and then Origin. So that at least puts one on hold. That's a wrap on what did I finish reading in February, what did I start reading and need to finish reading in March, the different program updates and other big things that I have coming, because those projects aren't just reading and move on. There are other programs that I want to start. So once I'm done Positive Energy, I want to get to Everyday Enlightenment by Dan Millman. That, I believe, is a 12-week program as well. Could be potentially longer because, again, even though these things say a week, it depends what else comes up. It depends how much information and activities there are to do. And I don't have a problem with stretching it out into 2 weeks if that's what I need to do, because a lot of these activities and things I'm doing are for my personal development and growth, not to elevate my stress levels. So I'm going to pace myself, do it the way I want to do it, and the way that it works best for me. I've mentioned putting the Course of Miracles on hold. I mean, again, I may end up picking it up. It really depends on how much I can stay on track, how organized I get, and just life in general. Hope you've enjoyed. I've talked about a whole lot of books and plans and things. If you're Team Rewatch, let me know in the comments down below. What are you reading? Are there any of these books I've mentioned that you're interested in hearing about? I'm looking forward to the live streams with Nicole and Chaz to talk about their works. I will be doing a live stream with Gareth. I believe we're looking at July for that because life gets busy and schedules. So I have plenty of time to finish the Brown Yelp Gang, and I also want to read his book on transformations before our live. So that gives me a few months. Like I say, I need to get myself organized. I need to be able to stay on track, get myself focused, and just focus on reading, having fun. This learning and doing things is my happy place and my happy time. And I'm going to end it like that because I'm not quite sure whether at this point I'm going to hop into the live stream or just call it a wrap, because I don't know what kind of headspace I'll be in on Thursday. So if I don't head into the live stream, I'm going to say thank you so much for the gift of your time and joining me. And if I hop into the live stream, well, we'll see what we end up talking about next. Until next time, take good care. Okay, so for some reason, it isn't making me big. Hey, there we go. I decided I'd head in. But that was actually fun. That way I could, keep up with comments. Kat couldn't fill up the comment section going, how long will it take her to catch up? And you don't have your compadre Jenny here, so I might have still done okay. But yeah, that's pretty much all of Free If You Want Chaos. Yes, I know, Ven. Well, technology was doing chaos. I had typed to Kat a bit earlier. Yeah, mwahaha, indeed. Um, just before things started, because I wanted to be sure the video was going to work, got that uploaded. I was watching it to make sure that it was going to flow okay and the volume was okay. And then suddenly, oh, we can't have your camera working. So I'm like, okay, good. I've got a video and that will be handy. And then the camera finally started working and then the video cut out. I had to upload it again. I'm like, oh, Lord-a-loo. I tell you, it's it's been a week. I know I put in my post and let me know if you've been losing any time. I mean, like I said in my post, we had that stupid daylight savings time, which I wish they'd just get rid of that damn thing. So that's messing up with my sleep. Then I thought I lost a whole year, and I'm thinking, I've been on YouTube for 4 years. And then I'm like, wait a minute. No, I didn't upload my first video until April 2022. That makes it my 3-year anniversary coming up. And then what else? Oh, yeah. And then I lost a week because my post the other day is, oh, spring's tomorrow. I was looking at my calendar, which is off to the side here, and it's like, wait a minute. That's next week on the 20th. Tomorrow's just the 13th. It's like, oh, I tell you, skip 4 years. And no, I don't want to be skipping. Well, I kind of do and I kind of don't, but crap, I'll be 65. No, this carp has got to end before then. There's no way we're all going to make 4 years of this back again and off and on again. And I so need to write in my journal, and I'll just do it in point form. I'm not doing paragraphs. You had me freaked because first day of spring. Oh, a friend's birthday. Sorry, Kat. Yes, that was me just screwing up. But yeah, this I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. This whole 51st, and I'm not getting too much into it. I'm going to behave. But this whole 51st state and that twat in the White House behind the podium is just no. Grr. Even at 72, I'd love to skip these 4 years. Well, yeah, I hear you there, Sue. I mean, it's insane the things that are happening on both sides, between the boycotting and different prices and so much. Woo, sprouting hollyhocks. That's awesome. I tried growing hollyhocks once, and I think they were okay for a year and then not so much. And I just need to put it together and get it up. So it'll probably, yeah, because it's Thursday. It'll be up sometime next week. I did a walk around my yard. Hollyhock is a plant, Ven. It's a tall stalk with beautiful flowers on them. They're gorgeous. Sounds like a little person. Don't start calling Noah a hollyhock. Last 5 years, no luck. Last year's seeds are back. Nice. Well, we will definitely hope so, Kat. That would be amazing because they're beautiful flowers. When I went and did my tour, I was so excited. My little, and I do mean little, yew tree survived getting squished by a couple feet of snow. It's still healthy and green, so yay! It was started growing near a stump, so uber happy about that. My lamb's ears are still doing well, and I'm happy about that. They've got some green and silver color to them. My little tea rose bush has a lot of green growth, so I'm so excited. Means I'll have little pink flowers. And I worried about that one because it was still blooming in, I think, November, maybe December, which is not what they're supposed to do here. So, yeah, and then I have to do a walk around the front yard yet and see what's actually come back there. And yeah, actually, before then your live started, I was sitting out on the deck. It was a gorgeous day, no wind, it's sunny, beautiful. So fingers crossed we're getting into spring weather, and all that massive snow is, well, done till next year, because we had more than enough for the water table. Tried to, okay, now I am curious about this one. Whoops. Here we go, cat. Tried to grow black ones, but no luck. Sprouted, grew about 3 feet. That's, oh, didn't come back. Oh, no black seeds. Yeah, I've had black petunias. I only had them 1 year, and I got them at the garden center. And they were a deep, deep purple, but they were gorgeous. I love those. And I'll have to decide, well, like with so many things, there's a garden center I always go to for certain plants and herbs and things. I don't think I even went last year because the yard was so full, thankfully, between the birds and the squirrels and all the other critters. I had flowers and plants everywhere and nowhere to put anything else. And I don't know, I don't tend to have a whole lot of luck with anything in a pot. They kind of go for a little bit, and then mine, I have so much more luck with them in the ground. But I'm thinking I definitely want to get like some tomato plants, maybe some peppers, and then I just have to remember to plant them far apart, because I've got it's in the other room, a list of companion planting. So what vegetables and flowers and herbs all do well close together. So I think I'll have to take a look at that and get some of that stuff figured out. Cat in your fun size. I know that things I don't put in my garden. Oh, then. Yes, I agree with marigolds and zinnias, and then just put them on the side. You don't have to cut your grass. Violas, never see. Oh, yeah. See, it was a few years ago that I had them. Oh, quite a few years ago now. They were gorgeous. Bunnies ate the black lilies. Turned out to be white. Yeah, I used to have a gorgeous patch of peach lilies, and they were like amazing blooms, and the groundhogs didn't even eat them. And I can't remember why I moved them. And of course, now I don't have them, and I haven't seen any little babies from my lily that I bought last year. Now they find the groundhogs, because I had a huge patch of bee balm, and I love those because the hummingbirds and the butterflies like it. The first year I put it in the yard, the groundhogs ate a bunch of it. I don't know if it was because it was new or what, but since then they've left it alone, so I've been able to transplant it in a few places. I've tried borage, which is beautiful. It's a gorgeous little blue and white flower, but the groundhog ate that. I used to have echinacea. Can't grow that. He'll like she munch it down. What else? Black-eyed Susans. I've tried those a couple of times, and they're uber tasty to the groundhog clan. So there's some things I can't grow, but There's tons that I do, and they eat some of the other weeds and stuff, so they earn their keep, as do the skunks who eat the grubs and whatnot. Bee balm spreads like crazy. Birds and butterflies. Trying to think, because it's called bee balm. I know there's a lot of bees on the Rose of Sharon trees. Not sure if I saw a bunch on the bee balm. Yeah, I know you want to pet a skunk. Look up with the bee balm cat of what it attracts. I mean, any flower is going to attract bees because of the nectar. And the bees I know love those pink and white flowers I have. I call them anemones. I'm not sure if that's exactly how you say it. But I mean, when the bees are on there, you can hear them buzzing even before you get near those flowers. So those would not be a good for you type of plant between you and the bees. And then with the kids outside in the yard, there's, yeah, lots and lots of bees with those flowers. But yeah, I don't think with the bee balm. Now I know with the creeping thyme, and it only gets, I mean, it makes a gorgeous border and spreads like crazy, but it gets covered in, I think we have 3 or 4 different species of bees. Then there's what's called the um, blue wasp, I think is the name of it. They look like a big ant. They're shiny blue with massive wings. So the creeping thyme attracts a whole lot of pollinators and other critters for sure. Ven likes bees. Fun fact, bees used as a symbol for Manchester. Well, there you go. No mean bees. Well, they're not mean, but see, they don't bother me. And I can walk past them. I can be like inches away from them and they don't care. I can record them like right almost on top of them. But I wouldn't recommend anyone, especially if they have a bee allergy, try that. Don't like wasps. Those are aliens. We get wasps too. We actually had a problem with them last year, and we'll have to check. In a corner of our eaves trough is for some reason where they decided to settle. And I mean, wasp you want in your yard as well, though, because as bad as it sounds, they're meat eaters and they actually go for the bugs that cause problems for the other plants. So you actually want wasps, just not settled in your house by the door where you go out. And I actually found out if you put a bit of honey out, they'll go to the honey, and like, because we have our barbecue. And so instead of trying to eat my husband or eat whatever we're barbecuing, if you put honey out, then they'll go for the honey and leave you alone. Creeping time's cool in theory. Never seen it anywhere in real life. See, I have 2 different kinds. I've got the plain creeping thyme, and they have a beautiful little blue flower and flower all spring and summer long. And then last year I got a lemon thyme, and that's amazing because it smells as soon as you touch it. Same as peppermint and spearmint. I grow those as well, and it's the one nice thing about yard work. You get this amazing smell of plants. Aw, that's not nice that bees chase you. I've only had, well, a couple bee stings my whole life, and one was my own fault because I thought it was a fly and I caught it, and it stung my finger, obviously, trying to get out, and my finger swole up so bad, I thought it was actually going to explode. It felt so tight. That was just wild. Small wasp going to the US. So horrific. Well, they're not that big. They're about the size of your average bee here, at least. But I do remember on the farm, my dad did such dumb things. but he was trying to get rid of a nest, hornet nest, and Genius knocked it off the tree. I still don't know why, because it was way down in one of the fields. It wasn't doing anything, but he knocked it off. And well, you know, it's a good thing he never played baseball, because he knocked the damn thing into the back of the truck. And it's like, dude, you now cannot get in the truck because there's these mad hornets hanging around. Like, yay, angry. Wasps are just angry drunks, can't fly in a straight line, want to fight anyone. Well, that's true. Birds do eat rude bugs and they don't sting, but they don't eat the same amount of bugs, or I think the same bugs as the wasps do. Seagulls, everything up to including pigeons, small children, citation needed. Yeah, we have seagull, but I haven't noticed as many. Normally, you can tell when there's a really bad storm out on the lake, which is about an hour and a half away, to the south, ironically. But you can always tell when there's a bad storm, because the seagulls tend to be up this way more. Basil crowded it out and offed it. Yep, that can happen sometime. That's why I don't buy. And Kat, I don't know if you do or anyone else in the chat. They always have those cute little baskets, and they've got 4 or 5 herbs in it. And I'm thinking, they're going to get big and be too small in that container. So I just buy them individually and then put them in different pots. St. Cat, U.S. American describing U.S. seagulls, horrid things. Elysium I have, and it does. It smells gorgeous. I had it for a few years, and then it didn't come back, because I always try and get perennials. You should weaponize the things. The seagulls, I don't know. There's enough crazy talk about other things. It's like, hi, vey. But yeah, it sounds like someone's not going to Mars anytime soon. 2 of their rockets went kablooey, so I don't know. Pretty sure you don't want to be buying any of their cars either. Just so much stuff. But yeah, the other, and I mean, it's too early. We're not even done March. But when I was sitting out there today, just enjoying the sun and the warmth, and Lily and I had finished our visit, and I was like, yeah, I want to get out and start doing yard work. And it's like, no, it's too early. But I don't know what our weather's supposed to be like in the next few days. I mean, the furnace is still on, so it's definitely way too cold to do any yard work or stuff. But can't lie, I'm itching to get outside. I didn't want to plant. Yeah, see, my basil's never reseeded itself, but I've had geraniums that are supposed to be an annual reseed themselves, which is hilarious. Lost a few billion yesterday. Nobody's like, can't afford. Yeah, he actually, there was one thing, because I've been trying to avoid it, but every once in a while you can't help. Well, I can't help myself. But there's way more booktube videos that I have to get to, and I'm so behind on that. But the one thing that I watched, yeah, I think a couple days ago he was down 149 million or something. It's like, and granted, when you got billions, that's chump change, but still. Opal. Oh, I've got to write this down. I've never tried an opal basil. Mine was Where's my list of, I moved it. 149 billion. Well, there you go. Still chump change, but you know. It's in the 80s. Ooh, Alabama. We're all working in the garden. I'm so jealous, Jen. Oh, that would be gorgeous. I can't wait to get back outside. Okay, I got it. Opal basil. That's something I'm going to have to look for. I think the one I had, it wasn't cinnamon. And I'm trying to think, was it a plain? It might have been a plain green. Yeah, I'm going to have to check. This brings me some delight. There you go. Well, and I sent a picture to Vin on Voxer this morning, and it's a plaque that I picked up years ago. It was at a store called Green Earth, and I miss it so much. They had like the coolest things there, like I got that at Michael's actually. It's my mirror there, and I've got a number of other things. And the plaque, here, I've got to look it up so that I say it right. But I do keep karma in mind and watch how I word things. This is just my twisted sense of humor. Oh, here we go. Karma means I can rest easy at night knowing all the people I treated badly had it coming. You know, like the one I was mentioning in the podium. But no, and I mean, karma isn't punishment. It's life lessons and growth and all of that kind of thing. But yeah, I need to do my keyboard warrior journaling in soon, because I was watching stuff this morning and I was like so tempted. And it's like, don't type, doesn't matter, don't type. My Kink is Karma by, how is that, Jen? I haven't heard of that one. I still need to read my Calm the F Down again. Have a warning in my head, literally ask whatever hell I give folks. Okay, I got my Kink is Karma. That sounds interesting. Kink is Karma. Chappelle Rowan. Well, it just, the idea for that, and see, it is like literally right here by my computer. And that just came to me sometime last year, and I've got a bunch of different duotangs. I've got so many journals. Actually, it was Margaret after our live, and I'm like, there's a reason I have dragon in my name. It's a song. Cool. Love to write a book or poem inspired. That would be awesome. Definitely have to check that out for sure. But yeah, with the journal, I mean, I had a bucket full of journals, and they're all kinds. They're lined paper, blank paper, sayings on the front, plain covers, composition books. You name it, I have it. Different sizes, big, small, the whole jalupa. So at this point, I'll eventually make a junk journal, maybe, but I've got to get all these other journals used up. And I mean, I can add pockets or ribbons and other things to them to fancy them up. There's a bunch that I'll be doing for my different projects. I got some of my papers cut down the other day. So now I just have to get out my book binder and do the hole punching and put the spiral on it so I can use that for different things. But yeah, I think it was around a time, and it wasn't on BookTube, it was another group, and there was just all kinds of drama-rama stuff going on. And I was like, if people would just get away from the keyboard or not upload that video, wow, would that ever decrease the amount of karma? And I mean, I know, like I say, I know myself, I need to be mindful because, I mean, in the heat of the moment, or especially when poops just hit the fan, instead of acting or thinking about it, you end up reacting and then just kind of crap. Wish I hadn't said that. But then I think of Captain Makeup and look at all the carp they put out there, and I'm like, how do you sleep at night and not feel like an asshat? 6 books while I've been here. You bought more books. Oh, yeah, man, would I love to be out for a bundle 2 or free. Man, beat me for the week. Yeah, see, so far I'm still good. Yeah, there's something. Oh, 250, that's not bad. But I'm still behaving. I said I'm not going to my thrift store till April. I can't lie, I'm itching to go and tempted. But the only exception I made myself, and I'm trying to stick with it, is 50% off sale. And that has to be on a Saturday because that's when Hubs is home to drive me, because to take a taxi, whatever I saved on buying the books, I'd spend on the taxi. Like, it's insane expensive. Other people I know work and I don't drive anymore, which is a good thing. Like, that's a huge money savers, not just because only one vehicle for gas and one vehicle for insurance. Because, yeah, sadly, the city I live in, it's the highest freaking insurance in the province because people here drive like idiots. Be another advantage to moving out to the country, but oh, I found another secondhand store in Manchester. Nice. Well, hopefully they have a good selection then. Yeah, I've got I think I finished my Goodwill video, and I'm gonna put it up. And Kat, yes, you are mentioned, because I showed J.D. Robb and a few of the other authors that you typically talk about. And there's some authors that I know Kevin Toll talks about quite a bit. But most of the books are stuff that my husband would read, but he reads on his Kobo, not book in hand. So, but I thought I just did a little tour, and of course the areas that I hang out quite a bit. So the self-help and that. And yes, I even did showcase the romance section, mainly because I've been looking for Sarah J. Maas. Because, it would be fun to annotate those. There's a lot to annotate, but I'm not paying full price. And I think it's still, I haven't checked in a while. It could be another 10 weeks or so until book 4 comes up. It's been on hold for 2 months or something crazy like that. It's insane. And again, it's not a new book. It's the same as the Vampire Chronicles and others, but it's still, I don't know why it's so popular and so talked about now. Like, when this was coming up, because I don't read romance and I'd never heard of Sarah J. Maas until the book banning project last year, is, and that reminds me, did I mention the book ban project? I think I need to add MJ's name in the description box, because she's doing 25 in 2025 this year. But I'm not doing it. My head and ponytail is ready to blow off my head on any given day. I think right now the banned book project would just, what's that cute term Margaret has? Rage geyser. I just lose it. I would lose it. Vampires, couple series, movies. Oh, okay. Not sure. Yeah. I don't know. Like, I don't know if it's because of the banned book project. I mean, she's got the 3 different series, and I don't know. Van, you seem to be on top of all of this stuff with Mass. What's the last series? Because aren't there 3 separate ones, but there's a little bit of crossover between them? Oh, and that reminds me, Jen, if you're still here, did you find that movie? I think I was wrong about, I know the trees were a big part in that creepy movie, but I'm gonna have to look and see if we can get it on Prime. Okay, Crescent City is the last one. Yeah, I'm not reading it either. After, um, is it Silver Flame? I think is the 4th one in the Akatar series. After I read that one, I'm done. And Witchy was actually laughing at me because was on one of her videos, and I think something came up about oh no, it was something about when you've read something bad, and she had it was one of her shorts. It was really cute. And I was like, yep, that would be Akatar for me. But after book 4, I'm done. And book 5, either Ven or Noah will have to read it for me. And she's like, oh, that's so cute. You think they'll do that? I'm like, well, Noah will, but it'll take him a while to get there. Ven still has to read book 2 and 3. But I am not even tempted to crack the cover on that one. Can't do 900 pages. What the hey? Don't know why I let him. Can't do 900. Don't know why I let Elaine talk me into reading. Because you're my friend and I need to know your opinion. Oh, wow. Good for him. Halfway through book 3. Yeah, we had a few messages back and forth on Voxer the other day, and he was enjoying it. Open to can. That's right. Open to can with Feyre. I can't pick on you about Feyre if I don't know what the book is. And I still say, had I, yeah, The Happening. See, mine. The Happening. Added it to my watch list, almost as long as my TBR. Yeah, I kind of have those too. Actually, Jen, I think I'm a video behind on your channel because I know I put something in my watch list the other day from you, and I need to start catching up on some of those soon because I know some people have tagged me in videos and I still haven't watched those. I've got a ton of book summaries and some wrap ups and things to watch. And I finally, and I'll see whether YouTube's been screwing around again or not, I went through my whole list because they'd taken some of the subscriptions notification, changed the notification bell. And I'm like, no, machine, do not pick what happens for me. But then I noticed there's some channels I haven't been seeing videos for again, and I'm like, grr. Like it used to be good ages ago. You could hit the subscription and you could see all of the new videos from the channels you were following, but now you get a couple and then they throw in shorts, and I'm like, no, 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 no. Those I can find on my notification feed. Which, if you know, it would be a minor miracle because it's not a new. Just a sec. It's not a new movie, but it is creepy and makes you think. And I know there's something to do with the trees and it doesn't go well for humans. But yeah, he still hasn't seen The Lion King. Yeah, you do. Actually, you've seen quite a few that I haven't. I haven't watched Deadpool. There's a bunch. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff you've seen recently that I haven't. I'm trying to think what was even the newest thing I've seen, because we've been watching. Well, we have Farscape in the movie, and we've watched that a few times. A series we were watching was Upload, and it was interesting, had an interesting premise, and then it just never came back again. And I think that's the last thing I watched, and for me that was like the last straw for streaming and stuff. Is like, you want us to pay a monthly fee, and then you want us to pay for certain movies and things. No. And then there's all the one thing I am irked about is the Bon Jovi movie documentary that's coming out, but it's on, I think it's either Disney Plus or Apple. And I think the other one they mentioned is Hulu, and we don't have either of those. Like, we only have Prime, mainly because at least Amazon, it's free shipping. So there is that. And yes, I am staying with Amazon because well, and here's an example, because someone was watching my self-care tree and said they were happy that it was still available for purchase. So I went and looked into it. Indigo up here, which is like your Barnes and Nobles in the States, the big booksellers. Here, Indigo wanted $46. I'm like, I didn't pay no $46. I found that at the discount section. Amazon, it's $10. I mean, seriously. I get you want to add, take a stand in different ways, but you gotta pick and choose how you can get the most of your money. Lilo and Stitch remake. Why would they remake that? And sorry, Kat, I haven't seen the original. Whoopsie doodle. Resurgent in Echo Gothic in film and literature. Interesting. Well, there we go. Gonna watch the live action. Are you taking your kids, Fen? Yeah, I agree. I mean, you're already paying a fee, and I refuse to be nickel and dimed to get like 10 different channels. That's why we left cable over a decade ago, is it got to be so ridiculous. You have all these channels, most you don't watch, and it was like, oh, buy this bundle, buy that bundle, and it's like, you know what? Cram it. I'm not buying any bundles. I don't need cable that bad. Oh, Robert Patterson, Twinkly Vampire. Yikes. Mickey 17. I don't know what that means. Might go see that Monday. Now, is that Mickey 17 or Lilo? Uh-oh. I think that's, yep. I'm sorry. Yeah. I love you. Disney, not so much. They screwed over Johnny Depp. Oh, I guess the kids can come. Gotta watch Cute Blue Space. Yeah, that's true. Space Alien, Little Hawaiian Girl. They do look sweet. I will give it that. Oh, see, there you go. Maybe Ven's improving. He loves Lilo and Stitch. Is out now. Lilo is now. What is Mickey 17? I know what a Mickey is, but I'm pretty sure it's not the same thing you're talking about. Silly me. Now I'm just seeing our premiere go on about all the alcohol we buy in Canada. I'm like, oh, isn't that awesome? Amazing. You know what I would really love to see or hear actually is that they're putting a few $1 million into programs, just saying maybe for the people who, I don't know, would like to maybe make some healthier life choices. Hi, they. So good. Saw the trailer. Stitch was so adorable. No, not that kind. Like Mickey, a bottle. Sci-fi. Someone signs their consciousness up to be used in dangerous environments. Body dies. Mind gets down. That almost sounds like RoboCop. Although that's probably older than some of you on here too. And I remember again, like way, way back, and when RoboCop, and it was before CG and all that too, and that wasn't so much that they signed up their consciousness. RoboCop was a human, an officer, really badly damaged, did some experiments, and yeah, oh, there you go. All right. So you do remember RoboCop. I remember going to see that at the movies. Folks get healthy, might be less stupid. Screws the top creeps, leeching. Oh, there you go. Oh, hey. Happy early birthday, Jen. And that's a big one. 50. I remember 50. It wasn't too bad, actually. When I was little, yep. Oh, brothers watched. I did too. Yep. And then also probably shouldn't have been. I'm thinking I might have been teens, early 20s. I can't remember when it came out. I know Star Wars. I was in my teens because I remember going to the theater back home, so small town, and bonus, if you timed it right, you could actually watch the movie twice. So we did. I did that with a lot of the Star Trek movies too. Can't do that anymore now. They keep a much closer eye, but hey, now you can buy it on DVD and not have to listen to people bibble babbling, and you can pause it and go to the bathroom and all that kind of stuff. So yeah. Wow, when was the last time I went to a theater? I can't even remember. I do know when I was running an environmental club at one of the elementary schools, we did a big fundraiser, got enough money to take the kids to, we had an IMAX theater in the city at the time. And so we went to watch, it was an ocean, all about the ocean. And it was like the coolest thing. And the kids were all just, because they were from grade 2 to grade 8 in the club. It was awesome. It came out in 87. Okay. Oh, so there I was. Oh, Lordy. I was younger than now, and we'll leave it at that. Oh, thanks, Jen. So great to have you join us. Take care, sweetie, and enjoy the gardening. Oh, it's RoboCop's as old as cat. Would not have got into the cinema to see it in 87. Yep, too young. Have a great day, Jen. Aw, nice. Yeah, you'll love her stuff. She reads an interesting variety, Van, and you'll enjoy her channel for sure. So my first R-rated at 6. Dad let me and my brother go. I'm surprised they let you in. I see horror. I like horror. Exactly. And yeah, Jen gets some really interesting reads. Like I say, I need to catch up on so many booktube videos, and I just by the time and I don't watch the news, I just do the little snippet blurbs on YouTube, but then I watch some of those and then I feel my fist clench or my jaws clench, and I'm like, yeah, I step away from the technology, step away. Being more, Masters of the Universe. Oh, Skeletor, I remember. Oh, really? Yeah, see, I was older than you. I wasn't 4, so I just thought Skeletor was silly. Was working there, wasn't even old enough. He's 8 years older than me. Yeah, that would make a difference. Being able, see, we didn't know anyone who worked in the theater. We just knew that you had to head up to the washroom just before the movie ended. And as people were traveling out, and then you could sit and just wander down and go in for the next show. It was good. The things you do is, young kid. An awesome thing is there is no social media of any of that stuff because there was no such thing as cell phones and all that jazz back then. So there's no evidence of any of the nonsense that I did. It makes me very happy. Although I know even though I left Facebook eons ago, that stuff's like lurking around in a machine somewhere. It's like, it doesn't matter if it says delete, it doesn't actually delete ever. Same as emails and all the rest of it. It's a very different world. Oh, good sweet boy. Yeah, right, Van. I'm willing to bet you got into your fair share of mischief. You weren't always Mr. Goody Two-Shoes. Gotta have mischief when you're a kid. I mean, come on. I just don't think you need to have it recorded for everyone to know what you did as a kid. But I mean, it's the world we live in. So many, I mean, a lot of them was that. Well, you are a delight. I will give you that. Enough money, anything can be found. Well, and even, and again, going back to like Johnny Depp or any of the newest court cases and stuff, look at now they have computer screens in courtrooms because part of the evidence are emails and Facebook or social media posts, and it's like, holy carp. Grandma never found about my violent, dirty side. Yeah, see, I didn't tell my grandma all the shenanigans I got up to either. I mean, there's no point stressing her out. My dad knew, but he was smart enough to not say anything. So, that was all good. I didn't have to explain to Grandma why I was always grounded. Things happen, Kids get rowdy. It was just one of those things. But yeah, so let's see. Well, we've chatted gardening. Now I really want to get out. Kat, what's the weather like? Is it like getting close to your gardening time or not yet? Because I know Jen's way down in the south. And the weather, and Ven, what about you? Like your weather is different as well. I think it accidentally helped me avoid grounding. That's funny. I mean, I know the weather is different in Britain anyway, in terms of like you don't really get the wild snow accumulations and that, but it does still get chilly for your plants. All the gardening stuff and work. Glad it isn't my problem this week. Put ribbons and pins in my hair. Used to pick the lock. Yeah, see, I didn't have a lock on my door, but I had books. So in my house, it was the opposite. It's like, are you ever coming out of there? And it's like, why? Oh, I guess there might be something on TV. Fake spring. Yeah, see, here at the moment, too. Shorts weather. Winter's back next week. Yeah, I think that's what it's supposed to be here again as well. And I mean, I could trim some of the stuff because I leave everything up over the winter for the birds and that. Oh, Sue, pouring rain for 3 days. Everything's green until the desert heat starts. Yeah. Aw, that's a drag having rain for 3 days. Here, thankfully, it's been sunny this week. Today's the first day, no cold wind. It's been thankfully clear at night, so we've been able to see the moon and the stars, which was awesome. But yeah, it's just amazing how different the weather is and the seasons. So with just, oh yeah, the t-shirt and the winter jacket. Oh, and today back to the winter jacket. Yeah, our temps are up and down. It's on the outside. Had a window a few feet off the ground. Industrious, I'll give you that, Cat. See, I grew up in an old farmhouse. My bedroom was up on the second floor, so yeah, there was no hopping out windows. We're hopping into windows in my house. It was a long way down to the ground. And the trees and the branches were not close enough or big enough to climb. But yeah, in the country it was nice because, well, especially once the nice weather started and school was out, because here we're out July and August. So I was pretty much out and about outside. Oh no. Small tornado in LA yesterday. Never had tornadoes before a few years ago. Yeah. That's just great. And then, I mean, they just had the fires. Like, wow. There's definitely something going on with the weather. I mean, how people can say it isn't a thing is beyond me. And I know here, I mean, it was more of a typical winter in terms of the snow. Like, it was cold. We had snow for months. That's what it's normally supposed to be here. And partly because that kills off a bunch of ticks and other things. But the 3 years before, it was still mostly green. And that's not what our winter is supposed to be like. Always use my window to get in and out. Wild child. That's awesome, Sue. Well, see, you got to get those shenanigans out when you're younger. And then that adulting thing kind of hits, and no locks on my door. Used to set fire to cassette cases, pretending it was damage from lasers. Oh my God, Van. My goodness. Yeah, little angel. I don't think so. Yeah, I used to get into a bit of shenanigans, more so at school. I kind of behaved at home, but school was where I got really rambunctious. Because again, you got to get it out of your system when you're younger. Yeah, weather's getting crazier every year. I agree. Never used to snow in the south. Had a blizzard last few years. Yeah. And I mean, that's the other big thing, and I think happens in the UK and other countries as well. Not used to snow, and there's no equipment for it because it isn't a typical thing. Like, I know I watched one of Jen's videos, it was a few months ago now, and they were actually having snow. I think it was January or February, and she's in Alabama. And I mean, it was just itsy bitsy snow, but their stuff was all closed because I mean, people there don't know how to drive in it. They don't have anything to clear the roads. It's crazy. I mean, up here everything would have been open. We need like about a foot or more of snow before anything closes here. Okay, what's Van burning? Dad burnt a shed down by the time he was 10. Oh my God. There you go. Our two little love the fire people. That's why college is for experimenting. Good little girl, aside from the violence. Just got measurable snowfall in our mountains. Oh, that's right. You were mentioning that the other day, Sue, that it just started and yeah, coming up to spring. And I am surprised because I would have thought higher up in the mountains it would be colder. Back in 2012, snow back in 2012, had to get snowplows from another state. Yeah, literally, yeah, because it isn't normal there. And in 2012, the conspiracy people would have been freaking out because the world was supposed to end in December the 21st. Never gotten being a little out of my system. Spiky. That's got to be a British term. Had warnings for snow yesterday. Ooh, hailstorm. No, I'd rather have snow. Hail, like, damages stuff really bad. Know how to look sweet and innocent. Curly-haired Disney child. Redhead. Hello, cutie pie. Doing your belly dancing moves. See? It's like the fur kids, right? That cuteness goes a long way. Yeah, no doubt. Good thing you didn't go out. Would have got conked in the head with hailstones. Yeah, thankfully, well, we'll see what the next few months bring. We had a bit of a hailstorm. I think it was last year, and thankfully it didn't ruin the stuff on our whatchamacallit. It's not a gazebo. Anyhow, you can sit under it on the deck and the things slide down. Hey, Eva. Welcome. But yeah, when the hailstorm hit, now thankfully we didn't take the protective coating off the top. And so when the hail hit, it didn't smash through the plastic things because those suckers are crazy expensive to replace. So it's like, yikes. To be fair, hail's not as bad as I seen on social media. Don't really get weather. Yeah, I mean, ours was not huge. Some places it's massive. Got a guy detention saying I hit him. I really did. Stinker. Hope you didn't get... Oh, there's the man. Hope you didn't get any damage. Yeah. Hail's only little peas. That's a, yeah, good thing. I mean, it can still be irritating, but... And yeah, you get hit by him, it can definitely... Hey! How you doing, Margaret? Just like to complain, UK so dull and unremarkable. Hey, I'd go for dull and unremarkable at the moment. Lunchtime is resurrected. Yeah, I'll be glad when things calm down and get quiet, but I don't think that's going to be any day soon. So, oh, you had hail as well, Sue? Yikers! What did you miss? Well, the first almost hour was my pre-recorded video of everything that I've been reading, what I need to finish, what I've started. I've got about 5 or 6 books at least on the go. And then we've been talking about gardening and the weather all over the place. And I'm mostly behaving. I think I've only said Captain Makeup once or twice. And we veered away from, any of that type of thing. Oh, you still got your swords out. Oh, yes, and the fire. We've learned that Ven was quite the little firebug as a child. And I think that kind of catches you up. Oh, yep, because we talked about all the books and the live streams coming up, and I mentioned the live stream that you and I did, and I've got links for everything down below. Upcoming live stream with Nicole and Bookish Chaz. Gareth, it isn't going to be until July, so I've got lots of time to finish reading his books. Discovered my Biddy reader. So awesome. I knew it was Buddy. I just couldn't resist. Aw, thanks, Margaret. Team Rewatch. Yeah, I like Biddy Reader too. Oh, and that reminds me. Now I got it. Okay, so I remembered Rage Geyser. Oh, there was a good one that you had in Ven's Live. I'll have to go back and I need to start writing all these things down when I hear them. There's like so many good sayings, and they're going to be handy. No, it's not just a UK thing. Biddy is an older person here too. Yep. We're agreed. That one's. Oh, Ven, what do you call track pants? You had a different name for them. I know your sweaters are jumpers. What did you... not long pants. There's some other name for them. Ooh, you've got hail now too? Aspire to be a Biddy, Eva. I'm already nappies for diapers is what I like. Yeah, that one is a cute one too. All right, yes, depends on the material. Head around. Traxy buttons. What now? See, I'm over 60, so I guess that puts me in the Biddy zone. I can't be sure, but I'm pretty sure I'm headed that way. And all this stress is definitely putting me closer. If it's thicker cotton, it's... Oh, there we go, joggers. If it's thinner and tracky bottoms, tracksuit bottoms. You just call them track pants. You have track top, track bottoms. Fuse man. Oh my gosh. If you buy a full set regardless, then it's a track suit. Why do you people make things so difficult? That was like not cookies. Wait, was it cookies and biscuits that you have this whole thing? Sue. Joggers, jumpers, clothes are being anthropomorphized. I like that you say distinguish, I say nitpicking. Like they're bottoms. Yeah, no one says blouse anymore. That's true. That's different than a shirt or a t-shirt. Yep. Very true, Eva. And jump a lot in your jumpers. Now, see, when I think of a jumper, I think of those things that people have for their kids. You know, you put them in the doorway and the jolly jumpers or whatever they were called. So I have jumpers, sweaters, hoodies, zip tops. Oh my gosh. Yes, you do have many words for things. And you could say, oh no, wasn't it French fries? French fries and chips. And then that was a whole big thing. Still use blouse. I'm willing to bet you've got a whole other designation for what we would call a blouse. Blouses for grown-ups. Jumper, think of someone. Oh, standing on a ledge. Well, yep, there's another one. Don't know why that made me laugh. Because laughter is the best medicine, and we got to find humor in something. Fries are thin chips. So here we go. So not too dark. Need help one way or the other. Yeah, it's I don't know. And yeah, I am sad. I have to change some of my Canadian humor. I did that reminds me. I actually need to make another video for my 25 signs you may be a Canadian, because not only did a lot of people who are younger not know some of the references, but I know some of the people in America definitely won't know what some of those things are. So I need to now put it together with the different references. So that'll be fun. But I have to stick with Stuart McLean, which is not bad. I love the David Morley and other stories. But the one Penguin book by John Robert Colombo, I can't read 3/4 of that because it's all politically incorrect. And even trying to wiggle and change words, it wouldn't be the same. And I'm like, holy carp, that was like from the 1990s. And there's just, nope, no way I can read most of that stuff. Motorcycle cops. What am I missing? I missed something about motorcycle cops. Oh, chips. I love that one. Cookies are one type of biscuit. Eric Estrada and the other guy was John something. Eva, many sorts of biscuits too, and cookies. Cookies are cookies and biscuits are biscuits. Don't know what those are. Think I call them all biscuits. Motorcycle cops, indeed they were. Yep, California Highway Patrol. Cannot be trusted with a box of Jaffa cakes. Deary me. Dog biscuits. Crisps are not chips. Uh-oh. Cherry Jaffa cakes are the best. I have no idea what that is. Chips and crackers. Never seen those. What? Also have Jaffa cake bars, which feels like an odd thing. Heard there's going to be a limited edition cola flavor. Ooh. Yeah, true. Is it Coke branded? Yeah, and like even Oreos, although I think up here, well, who knows nowadays what we have, but I don't think we have as many Oreo flavors up here as you have over in the States either. So, all sodas are Coke. Probably not. Procha UK to names. Probably at best. But yeah, up here we pretty much have the like original Oreos and vanilla. I think they had a birthday edition for a while, but I think over in the States you have a lot of different Oreo flavors that we don't get up here. So many, can't keep up. Take pics when I see a new monstrosity. Pumpkin spice. Wow. Can't even imagine. Soda, Coke, pop, soft drink. Yes. And see, Pepsi up here, it's either Pepsi or Coke. And people seem to be one or the other. An Oreo milkshake. Wow, that actually sounds good. Few standard flavors, then a bunch of limited editions. Yeah, that's like the Tim Hortons up here. They always have different donuts and things. Strawberry milkshake. Ooh, that would be different. Yeah, well fit. I was thinking that too, Gareth. Well, good. Don't do as well. Facing off again. Mighty custard or bourbon creams. Felt the need. Drop in. UK slang. Pepsi's blasphemy. Whoa. Had a bun as a pet once named Oreo. What coloring you with? Oh, that's cute. Tuxedo would be different. Prefer Pepsi. Yeah, I'm a Dr. Pepper. I like Dr. Pepper. I mean, if it's Coke or Pepsi, I don't care. I'll drink either of them, but I prefer Dr. Pepper on those odd occasions that I do drink pop, which isn't very often. For me, it's either coffee or tea. Now and again, I behave and I have just plain water. Oh, his name's Ollie. Tuxedo Cat. Oliver Paws. That's adorable. Oh, Sue's with me on the Dr. Pepper. I love it. It's just a different taste than the other ones. No, it has a very different taste. It's much sweeter, I think. Adorbs. Like Dr. Pepper, depends on what it's in. Coke in a glass is superior. Pepsi in a can. Yeah, I don't know. To me, they just all taste the same. It's owned by the, yeah, probably is. Sipping on off-brand cherry. Ooh, cherry Dr. Pepper. Can't afford name brands anymore. Yeah, no kidding. And cherry Coke. If you had amaretto, you have bonus Dr. Pepper. No amaretto. Actually owned by Keurig. Well, my goodness. Who would have thought the coffee company has? Yeah, it's amazing when you start looking into who owns what. And, excuse me, I had to laugh because, may as well. It's better than punching the screen. There was something I was watching, and then, of course, I was looking at the comments down below. What was it now? I can't remember what stupid news clip it was. It was something to do with Captain Orange and tariffs and whatever. And someone posted that Tim Hortons is American. And it's like, no, it is not. So a number of other people corrected them and said it was bought by a Brazilian company. Nice try, though, but no. Sadly, Timmy's is no longer Canadian, but belongs to someone in South America, and it has gone down. I can't even remember the last time I had a Timmy's or a donut from there. Eeks. They're all Coke, different flavors. We'll ask what kind of Coke. List Sunkissed and Mountain Dew. Oh, I liked Mountain Dew too. Those were, yeah, that was yummy. Grew up in Texas. Recall, Clear, soft drink, and Coke were synonyms. Yep, very true. Amaretto's yummy. No. That's not one of the things I miss. The liqueurs I miss, like cream de mint and peppermint schnapps and blue Caracas. That was yummy. Cointreau. Oh, yeah. Oh, Diet Coke. Blech. See, cherry Coke is good. The diet stuff is like yikers. Regular mellow yellow. Oh, there's something I haven't heard of in a while. I remember that stuff. Mountain Dew not as popular. Yeah, I don't even know if we still have it here. Don't like fizzy. Yeah, I don't drink it anywhere near as much as I used to, like maybe 2 or 3 times a week, if that. Ingredient, yeah. At least just look. US, massive. Yeah, and I think some of them are even different in Canada. I know our chocolates don't taste the same, even though it says it's milk chocolate. Yeah, definitely easy for you. Then you have Cointreau. Oh, my goodness. Sue likes her pop, wants all the fizzy. Glass bottle Coke with peanuts dropped in. Now, that would be interesting. Yeah, we haven't had glass bottled pop in a long time. Ooh, yuck, rum. Let alone coconut rum. Got that as well. Okay, now we know Ven's house is well stocked. It's maybe a southern thing. Have you done it? I haven't put Coke in peanuts. Speaking, don't forget to hydrate. Good point, Margaret. You remember Surge? Nope, not even sure what that is. Margaret's like, peanuts. Lightly salted. Yeah, that would make a difference. Do they call that the Carter special? Yeah, take a drink, chew, drop some more in. I have never tried that. Very liquid sin cabinet. Well, see, I know when I was there at Christmas. Oh, I wonder what's coming here. When I was there at Christmas, there was liquor all over the place. Hi.
Plate. Hi.
Okay.
Cream soda Pepsi.
Cream soda Pepsi?
Yeah.
What's cream soda Pepsi?
Well, you were talking about pops.
Yeah.
Pepsi has cream soda now.
Oh, Pepsi has cream soda now. Well, there we go. Try it if you find glass bottled Coke. Yeah, it would be different in a tin, I'm thinking. Yeah, harder and harder to find. A few things are just basic groceries, sadly, as payment for hosting D&D. Wow. There you go. Yeah. I think a lot of us right now, Eva, are kind of picking and choosing what we're spending on. Is a Southern thing. Used to love them. There we go. So Sue's also in the know with Coke and peanuts. Super caffeinated Coke. Don't remember that. And I've never had an energy drink, so I don't even know. Yep, the hubby did arrive. Emerald Dragon. So I'm not sure. Yep, hubby arrived. Available in all pubs, practically the law. I do know when we went to a pub, which was nice because I was only 16, but you could still go in. And it was, yeah, awesome. Oh, Green On. That's his, high visibility stuff for work. I guess we could call him the Emerald Dragon. Of Coke from Mexico in glass bottles. Huh, interesting. We used to have a company up here, and I can't remember the name, and their pop was only in glass bottles, and you could take them back to the store. It was neat, but I can't remember the name of it now. Pop Shop. There we go. Ages since they've been around, though. Energy drink are illegal. Yeah, they're crazy. About to have weirdest rice noodles, radish, potato, black beans, tomato, and chimichurri herbs. Sounds interesting, Margaret. Retailers not sell them to under 16s. Yeah, I'm not sure if there is an age limit on buying the like Monster and Red Bull and all that here or not, because they're all over the place. Like you can buy them at the corner store and everything. And it does sound like a really interesting combo. Oh, Margaret Venn would like to know what chimichurri herb is from a Mary Poppins song. But yeah, that does sound like a yum lunch. Well, yes, since the hub is his home, and tonight is also Is This Mic On? So Dave and Gareth are live. They never announce who's coming on, so I don't know who's on with them. And I'm not sure. I think it's on Dave's channel tonight. I'm not sure if sometimes they switch it back and forth. Oh, there we go. No legal age. Major companies have agreed to not sell. Well, there you go. Capitalism being rejected. I need a bit more of that. Yeah, I wish I do too. I mean, it was some scary stuff when I worked in high school, and we had more than one kid end up going to the hospital because they drank too many of the stupid things. Lack something to bring it together. The radishes. Oh, didn't fully cook. Interrupted cooking due to work meeting. Aw, well, I'm sure it's still delish, though. Excuse me. Well, so I am going to say thank you so much to everyone who came to hang out and chit chat. Oh, wait, got to olive oil, red wine vinegar, garlic, red pepper. Wow, that's a yum seasoning. A lot of great flavors there, Margaret. Not allowed to take soda into schools anymore due to healthy food drive. Yeah, I know they've been changing a lot of things here as well in terms of what can be sold, like in school cafeterias and things. Because I know you used to have French fries and stuff. I don't know if they even have those anymore. Chimichurri's good. Should just pour some more in. Okay, so then do you make your own, Margaret, or something that you buy? Because I think I've heard that name before, and yeah, it sounds like a nice mix of seasoning. Oh, crisps. Ooh, crisps and chocolate's not allowed in Packland. What? No chocolate? Oh, that's just wrong. I mean, if you're having a bad day, you need to have a piece of chocolate. I mean, come on. Oh, here we go. Fresh from the farmer's market. Woohoo. That's where our produce is going to be coming from, and especially, yeah, see, I agree. That's an infringement of rights. How can, oh, heck no, I need my chips. I'm a salt fiend. Or biscuits. Cake is okay. Seriously? No, give your kid a piece of chocolate instead of a honking piece of cake. It's just wrong. Everything in moderation. The line has to end somewhere. When you're banning chocolate from kids, that's not fair. And then it's the schools, not me. Yeah, there's a lot of things and people doing and saying things they shouldn't be doing. Everything in moderation, including moderation. Oh, so true. Hey, we got to laugh. We got to, stick together and keep shining that light bright. Give the kids all the send them back to their moms. Yeah, see, I can somehow see you doing that. And that's the type of thing too. I always said I would have rocked that grandmother dealio. It was the having kids in between that just was not going to be working for me. But yeah, I would have had fun with the sugar and the candies. Try to take my snacks, see what happens. Yeah, that would not be good. Actually brilliant. Name of the guy, made the funny sayings, try to take a day at a time. Did that as an auntie. See, you can have lots of fun. Hence the swords. Hey, gotta have something to play with and swing. It's the only thing I do miss about, because we got rid of our Wii game and there was a sword game on it. Now, granted, it was just the paddle, but it was fun. Coke and marshmallow lunch when parents were late taking them back. Oh, I'm guessing they showed up on time, hopefully, more often than not. But yeah, Coke and marshmallow lunch, that would be an interesting combo for sure. Well, anyhow, folks, I am going to say thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for the giggles. Woohoo, I made it live without, going off the rails or a rant or anything. So thank you, everyone, for that and the lovely comments. I know I'll see some of you over at Gareth's and Dave's in a little while. For those I don't see over there, have an amazing evening. Thanks so much. We learned event. Cat glitter lotion was also used. Then night, everyone. Stay safe and stay positive. Absolutely. Thanks for the laughs. Same, Sue. Much appreciated. Big hugs. Much love to everyone. It's been fun. I appreciate it. Take care, everybody. I'm going to do the wave because you never know how long it takes.